You think, I'm telling you, you think you need a guy that has stability, you know, like a guy how Jason was. But it's not fair for you to tell me now this.
I finally bring myself to the point where I can now start to agree with Razvan a little bit. For me, for the most part, I've been frustrated with both of them. I haven't liked either one of them. I've always felt as if their relationship is just pointless because he has an agenda of where he wants to be this movie star, music star, and he wants a woman to accept the fact that he's going to potentially have to be intimate with other women for his music videos and all that kind of stuff. Which is fine, that's who he is. But at the same time, I've not been a fan of the fact that she flew all the way to Romania, left their kids for 3 weeks, given the fact that, you know, they're probably still in that phase of like mourning their father, give or take, right? And also on top of that, just the fact that she has very misleading kind of tendencies as well. I.e., for example, last week she only really slept with him purely because his friend told her that your relationship is not real because your love for him feels more toxic than pure. So there's bits here and there that I don't like about these two, but at the same time, I always found myself more defending Amanda in this situation because the level of sensitivity by this guy really bothers me because he's so sensitive, whenever she says anything that he doesn't like, he always responds with such passion, and sometimes the passion comes across as such aggression. For me, that's just not healthy. Okay, give or take on what the situation is. Okay, but now we're in a situation here where he's finally said something that I can 100% agree with, and I feel like it's the smartest thing he said so far. He said to her that you obviously want someone that is stable. But you know who I am. I told you who I am. And you just carried on like it's nothing. Now you're here. Now you're trying to tell me that who I am is not good enough for you. I understand where he now feels a little bit misled. But here's the thing though. Man, this is the problem with some women in this world. It doesn't matter what you tell them, they still believe that they can potentially change that aspect of you. So, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like there could have been a chance where maybe she thought that maybe she'd be able to change certain things about him in terms of the music videos, you know, in terms of him being in music video and kissing other girls, you know, in terms of, you know, obviously what he wants to do in his life. But at the end of the day, he has made it very abundantly clear that, listen, I only want to chase my dreams. I do not care about finding a stable job. I care about chasing my dreams. And if that's the energy that he likes to have in his life for himself, because that's what keeps him going, keep doing that. And if you made it abundantly clear that this is the kind of person you want and that's what you're going to do, then 100% Amanda should have listened to what you said, never should have taken it lightly, because at the end of the day, now she cannot treat you or most certainly compare you with Jason. You see what I'm saying? Because if you wanted a man that had more of a stable job, well, then she should have gone for a man with a stable job. But here's the irony of it though, right? Even if they were to get married and even if he was to come to the States, guess what, Amanda? This man could not give you a stable job, a stable lifestyle anyway, because it takes a very long time for him to get a work visa regardless. So yes, Amanda, you would be paying for him anyway if he did come to the States. But then again, though, he is a social media kind of guy. So I'm pretty sure whatever money that he may be getting from TikTok and any sponsors he may be getting, that stuff would still flow anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's like for me personally, if I was to move to the States and I was to marry someone, you ain't got to worry about the work visa coming in because obviously what I do here, I can do this anyway. You know what I mean? So the paycheck is still coming. I'm not promoting myself. Don't be getting my DMs out thinking, yeah, I'm here, daddy. Come here, look after me. Also, if you got daddy issues, leave me alone. They ain't calling me daddy. You know what I'm saying? You're calling me God. I thought that was funny. But anyway, with that being said, there's some of my secrets here. Anyway, but the fact is though, this is the smartest thing he has said so far. And Amanda really and truly has no leg to stand at this point, because if she has misled him, it is what it is. But let's not even if she has been misleading, to be fair with you. 100%. Let's get into it.
I told you from the beginning what I am. And I told you I want someone that support me with what I want to do in this life.
Preach, 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 preach.
You understand?
Yeah, it's like not fair for you. And I'm sorry if I hurt you. I
Well, I lied to you, man. Your sorry isn't really going to cut in this situation, because this isn't the situation of where you should be sorry. This is a situation where you should have listened to what I told you. Because at the end of the day, I think the thing that Amanda needs to understand here is that this man started to have feelings for you based on the fact that he felt as if you was going to accept him. And you're going to allow him to do what he wants to do. And the fact that now you're not doing that feels like you've now stabbed him in the heart. backstabbed him to the 10. So sorry isn't gonna go. Simple as 1, 2. I can somewhat relate to what he's talking about. Somewhat. Not really. No, I know I can't relate to it. No. I just understand it. No, I've never been like. Actually, no. Wait, hold a minute. Yeah, I can somewhat relate to what he's talking about. Yes, somewhat. But either way, though, this is what happens when you don't listen to what somebody's telling you about them. If somebody's telling you something about themselves, actually, no, let me change that statement. If a man is telling you something about himself that is, and he's telling you something with passion and it is strong to him, it is a part of his core, if you try and come into his life and you try and change it, don't be surprised if he says goodbye. Don't be surprised if he ends up having the passion that this guy has right here, right now. He meant it. A lot of men out here who've got goals and aspirations, they stick to their morals. And to be honest with you, if you do find a man who's got goals and aspirations and you're able to convince him or manipulate him away from his goals and aspirations, well, understand this, that man is going to grow to be very, very miserable in the end with you. Trust when I tell you, a relationship will not end up well, because in the end, you're going to be like, oh, you changed. You ain't this, you ain't that. But in reality, the reason why he probably changed his ways is because, well, you probably did something that you stopping him from doing what he wanted to do with himself is what, over time, caught up with him, long term. So if you're going to be with someone and they got goals and aspirations, only be with them because you're going to be there to support them and help uplift them to those goals. Not to try and suppress them and try and get them to not follow them just so they can be with you 24/7 because you've got issues, or just because you want them to have a stable job and all that kind of stuff. End of the day, when you live a life where you're chasing goals or chasing dreams, whatever, sometimes stability just isn't a thing. But Razvan has really said to her, listen, I don't need your money. I wouldn't come to America without no money. I have my own savings. Which is quite interesting, if that's true. I like to believe him, but anyway, we continue.
It's not fair. It's not fair for you to do this to me.
You know, when I did this reaction on Patreon, I didn't really understand at first why this man was so freaking emotional, but now I'm starting to understand it more. I won't lie to you, like, I got to a point on Patreon, I was like, man, the way these guys behaving with such high level of sensitivity, I just had a question, to be honest with you, a certain aspect of him in terms of, you know, his masculineness and whatnot. Because, you know, I've never experienced a man's man who will just start to break down just because a woman has pretty much rejected him, to be honest with you. Unless he's toxic, he won't really be acting like this. And the only time he will be acting like this is generally if he's maybe someone that isn't necessarily straight, you see what I'm saying? Now I'm looking at a different perspective. I'm thinking, you know what, I get it now. He just feels extremely betrayed because she really feels that way. But at the same time, though, I will say this, though. Amanda definitely showed signs that she wasn't going to be 100% supportive to what he does. She already expressed on one of the early episodes that I don't want you to be kissing other women in your music videos. That was sign number one. And even when she said that, Razvan blatantly told us that, hey, she reminds me of the person that I was with before who didn't support me. But the fact that the signs were there anyway, and he decided to continue pursuing a relationship with her anyway, that's where I cannot put the full blame on Amanda. That's when I can put the blame partially on himself for not reading those signs and being like, you know what, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna just, I can't do this. Do you know what I mean? So he has set himself up for this position here, for what's happening here. To be honest with you, so he has to take accountability for the fact that he ignored a red flag that he ignored a red flag that he acknowledged. Can you imagine? He ignored a red flag that he acknowledged. That's a madness. And even his friend told him. And that's why this whole time I've been like, to be honest with you, I just feel like he's with her more because he wants to get to the States so he can go pursue his dreams more. Because why would you ignore a red flag that you've acknowledged and even your best friend has told you? Why would you do that? Maybe because you want to get to the States. But that's not me saying that's the situation. I'm just pointing things out here. You know what I mean? That's what I do. People out here calling me one side and stuff. I had a comment one time. Actually, you know what? I'll make that comment on my Riley video because that's where I want to hit on that comment. But anyway, we continue.
So many things different.
Okay.
In this whole time.
I felt that way. Also.
No, you didn't.
When my master, no, you didn't. My master, no, you didn't. You manipulated me. You lied to me. Nah, listen. Calm down. Take some accountability, bro. Don't just be blaming the whole situation on her. You're actually looking pathetic now. I'm more a big fan of anyone in this world who will 100% be like, oh, it's your fault, you did it, No, I will happily point out where you did certain things, but I will also point out the parts that I missed and allowed you to do this to me. And he can easily do that because I've already pointed it out for him. But either way, I can't respect it. This is too much of me. No, I can't do it. But that's just a reflection of the type of person that I am. You know what I mean? The type of male that I am, shall I say.
Scared to be in a relationship. It's scary for me to move on, and
personally, I'm calling BS on this one. I'm calling 100% BS. I'm gonna tell you why. Last episode she slept with Razvan purely because Razvan's friend told her that this and that. So what did she do? She slept with him just to prove a point, okay? Razvan has now challenged her, and now what is she doing again? She's going back to that default point where she's now wanting to prove a point. And the reason I say this is because of this. Look, just pay attention, because right now she's moving mad about maybe I wasn't ready for a relationship, okay? I mean, that's BS. We knew that she wasn't interested the moment that she landed in Romania, to be honest with you. But just to play that bit, I want to play the next bit now.
I know that I love Razvan and I want to be with him. And in a normal or an ideal relationship.
Yeah, let's stop you right there. That's a lie. Now she's back to I know I love you. Okay, she went from I don't want to be with you, right? Now she's back to I love you, right? All right, cool, no worries. All right. But even though she loves him, but in an ideal situation,
it would be amazing. You know, but it's like I also have something so devastating that I have to.
The only thing devastating with you is your mind. You're flicking up and down. Like, honestly, the only reason why she's now talking about loving him and things like that is purely because Razvan is now pulled back. And because he's now pulled back and he's not giving attention, he's not chasing her, now her emotions have changed. And now she's all over like, you know, blah-de-da-de-da-de-da.
Love. I don't want to lose that. Like, I don't want to let him go.
I'm calling absolute BS. This is the problem with her. She's very competitive. No, I don't think competitive is the word, but when she's challenged, she has to prove a point. The fact is Razvan has challenged her in terms of honesty, the way she's played him, all that kind of stuff. Then now he's like, you know what? I'm not going to pull back. I don't even want to be with you now. I'm going to pull back. You're making it clear that you don't want to be with me, so I'm going to pull back. And I'm not going to chase you anymore. And now all of a sudden she's turning up. Now she's like, well, I do know that I love him. Well, I do know that I shouldn't have compared him to Jason. Well, you know what though? Like I guess the love I have for him is different to Jason one. I don't want to lose it, so yeah, I'm gonna give it a try again. Run! Can't be with someone that's moving like this. I mean, moving as if she's bipolar when she's not. She just doesn't like to be challenged. When she's challenged, boom, she just moves mad. Nah, man, little princess. Come off your pedestal, you know what I'm saying, okay? Attitude stinks. But anyway, that's just me personally. You guys let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section, and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course,